we're discussing the issue of the litter in the city and in the country, I think, overall. And we were talking about how we as citizens have an issue where it comes to taking responsibility. I did cite a quote from the Times of Zambia where Mr. Martin Mulenga, a environmental activist, had discussed his points and his concerns about the fact that we just seem to feel like it's not our problem. And he's in studio today. Martin, how are you?
Very fine, madam. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure actually being here.
All right, so you've been moving around with DMMU currently on the cleanup project. Tell us about that.
Well, first and foremost, we're engaged by DMMU. That was on the 23rd January 2023. I'm sure you are aware about the fact that the Vice President actually came downtown to clean and just to launch the Keep Lusaka Clean. So after that incident, I'm sure the DMMU saw a need of engaging 150 people, of which I happen also to be the coordinator as well as the spokesperson. Yes. So we've been engaged, and of course we've been doing our work diligently, looking forward to see a clean Lusaka. In as much as it has not been somehow easy for us, but it has been difficult. But all in all, we are of course on ground. Yes.
Now, I mean, guys, if you were in studio today with me, you'd also be thinking, this is a young chap. Like, where did this desire or passion for the environment come from?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a graduate. Yes, I graduated with a BA in philosophy, as well as a diploma in religious studies. So, philosophy, maybe just to speak a little bit about philosophy. Etymologically, you define philosophy as the love of wisdom. So after acquiring that wisdom, I thought that I can also use the same wisdom to just contribute something to the well-being of Mother Zambia. And then I was also somehow influenced by ethics, environmental responsibility, which speaks about how someone must relate with the environment and how we should take good care of the environment. So I said, anyway, there is a need for me to do something for the environment. In as much as, in Zambia, we are too theoretical. We just, like speaking, but I wanted to be pragmatic so that at least I go down there and see what they go through when we talk about keep Lusaka clean, keep Zambia clean, because these are the things we've been talking about each and every year, and the implementations has not been there. So I thought, let me try to add something to the environment, and above all to Mother Zambia. So that's how I began the Keep Zambia Clean. That was on the Copper Belt, not until I was even harassed, yes. But the zeal actually just came from the courses that I studied, and also just, when I was young, whenever we are home, my parents used to tell us to say, clean environment is very essential for our health living. And if you have been to the Copper Belt, you agree with me that, this issue of Majanki is also here in Lusaka. It's just too much. And these are the people in one way or the other who don't take good care of the environment. This is the reason why we may even have cholera time to time. So I thought maybe starting doing this, it would inspire one or two people, and at the end of the day, we may have a good number of people doing the same thing.
Okay, you've been very vocal on social media talking about how it's not just the government's responsibility to worry about cleanliness. How do you feel in your capacity as an environmental activist that you can sensitize your peers about the need to clean up after themselves?
Now, first and foremost, to agree with me that dirty environment is dangerous to our health. And when we have these waterborne diseases, cholera, these are caused by dirt. And then what happens? These diseases won't just go direct to the government. Neither is it going to go to Dr. Pauline, the national coordinator for DMMU, but it will go to everyone. And the sad part is that most of the people who are really affected with these kind of diseases are those ones who stay in macombons, mashanties. At the end of the day, they don't even have any means to support themselves or to prevent themselves from that. But we are forgetting that everything is coming from a dirty environment. So I've been talking about this, and I will continue talking about this. Keep Zambia clean, or keep Lusaka clean, is not only for the government, but it goes for everyone. Of course, the government, they are just there to spearhead, but it is our duty as a citizen, because every citizen has got a duty to take good care of the environment. So it actually involves everyone, just like in Rwanda, what is happening in Rwanda. Of course, you will find the president there, Paul Kagame, cleaning, but everyone go out to clean. And it's very, it's normal for them. Someone who is wearing a work suit, cleaning, is a hero in Rwanda. So that's the mentality I also want people of Zambia to understand, that let's just not everything put in the hands of the government, but we need to take up the responsibility. Yes, sure.
Martin, thank you very much for coming through today. You have a very vital message that I do hope your fellow graduates, young men and women who may be looking up to you, who may be following you on social media, also decide to emulate, because it is a very critical situation that we need to be undertaking right now. Thank you very much. And happy birthday. I didn't know that it is your birthday, so happy birthday, shout out.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Martin, once again, thank you very much for coming.
Well, and just maybe not to cut you, the message that I would just like to put across, we don't have to confuse DMMU with local city councils. Yes, because the disaster management and mitigation unit is just there to put in place measures to restore livelihood and other life support system to affected communities. And then the city councils, they are there to ensure that the city is kept clean. So we don't really need to confuse the two.
Of course.
Exactly. So whenever a situation comes up, we've been talking about floods each and every time, but also it calls for everybody that we don't have to make our I would say our drainage is more like a dump site. This is what has been happening. Most of these places, you'll find that drainage has become a dump site. It doesn't supposed to be there. And then once we do that, what do we get in return? Floods. And then once we get floods, the whole blame is taken to the DMMU. So we don't really need to do that. Let's be environmental advocates wherever we are. Please, we can do that. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, it is 38 minutes past 12 on Phoenix FM. You're tuned into Amina's Arena. I'm with you all the way up until 3 p.m. today. As I said, we do have the opinion booth coming up, as well as the main news and an interview with Dr. Gabriel Collin, as Martin did mention, who's going to be talking to us about the DMMU and the cleanup project that has been going in and around the country. I was going to say Lusaka, but it has been expanded to other parts of the country. So stay tuned for that. We'll be taking a quick breather, but we'll be right back.
Arena.